We've got breaking news here. I just mentioned a little while ago, our friends over at Inside the Ropes and ITRWrestling.com, which is a related enterprise to Inside the Ropes magazine, is now reporting Mandy Rose has been released by the WWE just 24 hours after losing the prestigious NXT Women's Championship to Roxanne Perez. Roxanne, you don't have to put on the belt now.
No, she does. She's the champion.
I guess she does, yeah. Well, and she don't have to put on the red light, but
I looked in the wrestling news stuff here. Mandy Rose, the champion for 414 days. How about that?
And loses the belt on Tuesday night and gets fired on Wednesday morning. Apparently, the article goes on to say Rose's shock exit is reportedly tied to content she was posting on her Brand Army page. What is Brand Army? Is that like OnlyFans? I don't know.
Sounds like
a report from Fightful Select notes that WWE felt that the content she was posting was outside the parameters of her WWE deal. This comes just days after racy photos of the star were leaked online. So she's been running races also? Wait a minute. Here's a quote from Fightful Select, whoever they may be. Fightful Select has learned that Mandy Rose has been released by WWE. WWE officials felt they were put in a tough position based on the content she was posting on her Brand Army page.
What was she putting out there? I got to see this now.
I don't know. If they were in a tough position, I wonder what kind of position she was in. They felt like it was outside of the parameters of her WWE deal. Parameters. She's going outside the parameters.
Oh, no.
I think you have to pay extra for that, even on OnlyFans, when they go outside the parameters. But how did we not see any of these photos or hear about this news?
Because she's on NXT. So no one gives a shit.
Maybe that's why she's posting the candid photography on her Brand Army page. Mandy Brandy.
Well, I guess this officially ends the era of Otis and Mandy.
Oh, they never did get together, those two crazy kids, the star-crossed lovers. So, I mean, I know you can make a lot of money on the online business also of that description, but it would seem like that they talked a while back about taking over everybody's third-party shit when they were playing video games with fans on Twitch or whatever it was. I would think that if they, if they were upset about people playing video games on Twitch, they might be upset about people twitching on some other kind of fucking online thing while they're PG rated or whatever. We don't know what the young lady's been doing. She looks like a wholesome girl. I'm sure she was brought up in a good Christian home. But those parameters, they're hard to beat.
Hey, Trips, we got a problem. What's going on? Mandy Rose is nude on the internet. Oh, that's outside the parameters.
Why didn't I hear about this? How do I log on to that link?
She been talking to Vince?
Well, hey, does she look like somebody that would leak? Mandy Rose? Is she a leaker? I guess we need to go to Brand Army to find out. See, I kid. I just joke. But maybe she's got something to leak. Or
all right,
maybe she's got something to spill.
All perverted kidding aside, from what you've seen of Mandy Rose, and they tried to revamp her and give her some...
Apparently, I haven't seen enough. I was never interested until now.
Oh, boy. But how do I say this so you can't hit me with something like this? From what you gather, based on anything on television, on national cable that you have witnessed in the past with Mandy Rose, is she someone that AEW should look at for their women's division?
Well, good Lord. I mean, how low can the bar be? We're talking about the division that brought us Big Swole, Athena, and Riho. So, if this girl can get in the ring without falling down, yes. And I believe she can. I don't think we've seen her completely just trip over the ropes getting in the ring.
Hey, an article just went up on Forbes by Alfred Kanua.
Him again?
Mandy Rose reportedly released amid nude photo and video leaks, and I was scrolling through this just to get more information. And
yeah, just merely to do your research. That's the only reason you were.
Well, they're not going to have nude photos of her in Forbes, so that's exactly why I was scrolling through this. And listen to this. Rose's situation transcends the third-party deal conversation, however, given the racy nature of what were supposed to be private photos for pay. So it's not just, there's photos of me I'm putting out there. Someone's specifically requesting, I want photos of nips, and she's selling them.
Wait a minute. Is there a quote in Forbes with the word nips?
No, and I'm trying to find a way to say this.
For instance.
Someone's saying, I want to see some skin, and she's saying, okay, here's how much it costs.
You could have said skin without saying nips.
Okay, will you leave me alone?
That's just low class and rude. So basically what you're saying is she's been clapping her clam on the internet, and now
I didn't say that.
Somebody is upset about it because, but it was a private transaction. She wasn't just posted here. This is free. You can look at the goddamn Lincoln Tunnel absolutely free. What she was doing was she was making a business arrangement with specific people. Hey, this is just for you. And then they, of course, went back on that deal apparently and just leaked all this stuff.
But let's look at this.
It's dripping everywhere now.
Will you stop? Let's try to look at this in an honest way and have an honest conversation about it. If you're WWE, if you're Jim Cornette Enterprises, whatever it may be, what do you see as being okay for third-party deals? If someone wants to play a video game on Twitch, should that be considered the same thing as someone selling nude photos of themselves to creepy fans?
Well, here's... In all honesty, and by the way, I'm completely pro porn. But if they're supposed to be they can't do Playboy anymore, right? Because they're a PG company. The sponsors, they don't want. So I haven't seen the material, so I don't know whether it's mild to wild or anything in between. But if the executives of the company that she works for said, well, she's a featured person in NXT and she's the champion and all this stuff, but holy shit, if anybody sees this stuff and finds out,
I forgot. Yes, our champion is doing this. It's a whole nother thing.
So if that's the thing. If they say, Jesus Christ, you can't, have Aunt Fanny out there in front of God and everybody, whether it's a private or personal deal or not or whatever, if it's going to show up on the internet in some fashion. This is probably something you should have not done while representing us, and we're trying to do deals with Disney. Then I understand that. The question becomes, which endeavor was she making a bigger profit at? Was she making more money, traveling all over the place, getting in a ring with people that are going to land on her, and landing on shit herself and getting beat up or whatever the fuck? Or is she going to make more money and, I assume, a less violent setting, showing off, as Aunt Lola used to say, what God give her? So if it's anywhere close, maybe that's the preferable fucking direction there. But I would think I would understand why you can't do both. If you're playing video games with wrestling fans and making money at it, that's one thing. Unless while you're sitting there playing video games, you go, yeah, I hate the fucking WWE. I can't wait till I get out of it. Well, then that's another thing. But no, not if you're, fiddling with the little man in the boat on the fucking movie screen for everybody to see.
We'll let everyone know what else happens. We'll stay on top of this Mandy Rose situation. We'll stay
as tightly on top of her as we possibly can and bring you all the news as soon as it erupts.